Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done a garden update and things are coming along, so I wanted to show you what we've got. The biggest news is that a few of our plants have started flowering. So we have this summer squash that's just about to bloom. The peas, I think that's a bloom, that white lighter colored bit there, and some of those. And then we had our beans bloom as well, although then we got a heavy rain, so I don't know if you can see the blossoms. They kind of got knocked off, I think, or they fell off already. But that's very exciting. And then along with that, we have what I think are the very first teeny tiny beans. Can you see those? They're just little tiny strings there. There's one, and there's another. So that's pretty exciting. We also have the cilantro that is ready to harvest. I'm not sure the best way to harvest it so that it keeps producing and keeps healthy, so we'll have to look that up. Okay, so moving around the rest of the box. The rosemary hasn't really done anything. You can still see the little tiny seedlings, but it's just very slow going. I don't know if it's just not warm enough for it yet, or if it's just that slow or what. The hot peppers that I planted, the seeds that I got from my nail technician, have come up in little seedlings and they're looking great. I've thinned them out a little bit and I'm going to continue to thin them out a little more. Oh, this was another one that was flowering. This tomatillo plant is starting to bloom there. It's not quite open yet. Something is definitely eating that though, so I'm thinking I might need to spray something organic here to try to prevent that. Here's the other tomatillo plant. Here is the tomato, or one tomato. And the second tomato is about to get eaten by the most ridiculously huge zucchini plant. I feel like I can't even show it all to you in one in one go. The zucchini does look like it's getting ready to bloom, but it's not quite there yet. And it's just taking over the garden, or trying to. So not sure what I'm going to do there. I may cage this tomato here to kind of keep the zucchini out of it. It's definitely wanting to take over the peas, and hopefully the corn grows up before the zucchini has a chance to take it over. But yeah, it's just absolutely enormous. And that is one plant from one seed. We thinned it out to one, and that's how big it is, which is kind of crazy. So the peas are doing okay. Some of them appear to be dying or dead. Not sure what's going on there. I had a heck of a time getting them to train around these garden stakes, these bamboo stakes. So this, you can see sort of it's finally coming along there. It's training, but then it continues to grab onto the bird netting, and I have to kind of refocus it. Whoops, I just tripped on the bird netting myself. So they're sort of coming along. Some of them are definitely doing better than others, but yeah, it just grabs onto anything and everything. So that's the peas, and there's about 8 of those, I think. And these smaller ones I believe are also peas, but they're just not as far along. They came up a little bit later, so I'm probably going to thin those out. The spinach, I'm sorry to say, I just don't think is ever going to do anything. I don't know, maybe this isn't the good soil for spinach, or something about what I've done, or the location, or the amount of sun just isn't working out for them, but that's as good as we're getting with the spinach, I think. There is one little spinach plant right there that seems to have done slightly better. It's right near the cilantro, so I don't really know what that's about, but that's okay. And then we've got the okra behind here. It's doing okay. It's pretty slow. It's not doing a whole lot. I don't know, again, if it's just not warm enough for the okra, or what. We have gotten a ton of rain, so I want to make sure everything's not overwatered, but it's also adequately watered, so that's been sort of an experiment. The lavender never did come up, so basically we have 2 empty squares here that might prove useful to have later on in the season. I don't really know. And then the basil's coming along quite nicely. It actually started to look like real basil, which is really fun. I'm I'm not going to pick it yet just because I don't want to warp its growth or something, anything like that, but stunt its growth, yeah, whatever the word is. Anyway, this one as well, a little bit of basil. This, I swear, when I pinched it off, it smelled like basil, but it looks more and more like a weed every day, so I may just get rid of that. I don't know. And then more basil back here, but for whatever reason this basil is a lot further behind than this basil over here. No idea why. The carrots are coming along. They're actually doing really well. Some of them are going up quite tall. So there's carrots and more carrots here. They look great. I think they're doing really well. I already showed you the beans. Beans number 1 and beans number 2. The cucumber is, you know, one of the plants is really small. The other one's doing quite a bit better, but it didn't shoot up like I thought it might, and it's not even ready really to start vining. I don't know who keeps opening and closing the door. Sorry about that. If you're hearing that in the background. The corn back there is doing really well, especially on the left side. And then these ones are doing okay as well. I think because of the corn, eventually the bird netting is going to have to come off because it'll get too tall. And then very back corner there, those 2 squares are the jalapeno peppers, which look fine. They're doing well, I think. They're just slow growing. So that's everything in the update today. I hope you enjoyed seeing it, and I'll check in with you next time. Bye!